Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. Up top, we have Michelle. How you doing today, Michelle?
I'm good. Feeling so many things. And there's been so much challenge tea this week,
Woo!
as well as like just drama with the episode. And I think there's just one statement I have to say at the beginning of this, which is that I have to do a classic Michelle move and flip flop a little bit because I made a statement last week that I now have to go back on, which is that I thought that Kaycee would, of course, be better at a puzzle than Tori.
Did I bet on that with you or against you, Fanta? I can't remember what I did.
And I must say that while I still think they're both bad, whatever, Tori twice was much faster than Kaycee, regardless of how she did it. So Kaycee's worse than I thought. So I'm sorry.
And I was saying, everyone. Was I saying that Kaycee was? I'm going to ask you. I was like, wait, did I say that Kaycee was better or worse than Tori? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember I thought Tori would be the worst.
What'd you say, Fanta?
I think I said that. I can't even actually fucking remember.
Okay, I had to go back and literally watch what we shook on because I was like, well, I know that they both sucked, but what was my rationale as to why I thought one might win over the other? And I was like, well, I was thinking that Kaycee has been to a final and she's been able to do math. Anyways, but I couldn't remember what our final decision was and who was worse. People in the chat might know. But how are you doing, Fanta?
I'm very well. This is quite the episode. I didn't think we were getting part 1 of the final, so I was like,
we were. You knew that. Stop.
Episode's long, but I had a good time.
I was kind of underwhelmed on a whole, but I was very nervous during it, and I really want to see the outcome right now. Like, I wish that it was just like the whole final. I don't like that it was broken up because this kind of suspense isn't that fun for me. I just want to I want to be in it. I want to be engaged. I want to be up and down. I'll sit and watch it for 3 hours if that's what you want me to do. I just don't want to wait the week.
Totally.
Yeah,
I don't want to wait the week. So do you want to start with talking about this episode, or do you want to hear what Jelly Donut has to say? Because the tea is hot. And Jelly Donut has been teasing the tea all week to me. So I feel like we might know most of it. But okay, so we'll just talk tea. Let's just talk tea since we're talking about it now. So the tea that I think is what Jelly Donut might have to say. So put it in the chat, please, Jelly. Is that Natalie Negrotti had some sort of thing with Fessy while he was dating or trying to get with Amanda, and they're having a little bit of Twitter beef or social media beef right now. So do you guys have any other info about that?
Yeah, that's all I've heard is what you've said about that. Seems like Amanda was just like, here's the receipts, like here's the texts. I told you, yeah, of course Fessy's a fuckboy, but she's just checking out the scene, figuring it out. And Natalie's just being Natalie. But I also think that the main tea could also be the whole Tori Jordan thing too. Because that obviously was like a very big thing this week. We all knew that Jemmy was releasing on her Patreon. And honestly, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about it now. Because I watched Tori's live.
I didn't watch Tori's live yet. Want to give me the Coles note?
Jordan. Yeah, I watched all 8 minutes of her live. I sat through the whole thing. And I watched all of Jordan's 20-minute live.
I watched Jordan's. I didn't watch Tori's.
Jordan's was harder to watch. It was so long and boring.
Well, I had it. I was listening to it while it was playing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
The tea is really long. She's asking. They're asking to DM you something.
Okay. I couldn't watch. Like, as soon as I started Tori's live, and she's just like, just waiting for a few more people to come in.
Yeah, that's what that's like. Oh, and that won't be me. You're not waiting for me to come in. No thanks, Tori. Like, no. So that's where I stopped it. She lost me there.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna address this first thing. Can I?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so Jelly Donuts is saying, that Queen Jemmie, the first thing about the $3,000.
Kicking her out of her
yeah.
apartment?
So exposing her on the Patreon. So Tori went on her live and addressed this.
Oh my
I'm
god,
dead.
sorry. Jelly don't made a whole Google Doc of tea? Jelly.
That's iconic.
It is.
So yeah, so
hi Nicole, hi Sophie. We're spilling some tea right now.
yes, we are. And okay, so she's saying, yeah, Jemmie said that Jordan told Tori whatever to get out of his house, but she wanted 3,000. Okay, so regarding that element, according to Tori, she's like, so Jordan didn't pay me or kick me out of his house. What happened was I got back on October 6th from Double Agents. He broke up with me. We were already on a break before, but he officially broke up with me that day. I was heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. I went to move home, and she says she's been living at home ever since, pretty much. And she said that she had bought a lot of really expensive furniture. She named the exact things, this certain couch, this TV, all this stuff. And instead of moving it, he kept it, and so he paid her for it. She has text messages that she posts in her story of her confirming with Jordan, I want to clear the air about this, that this is actually what happened. And he said, yes, I absolutely understand. That is the truth. So he agreed with her. On his live, he also says that the payment was for the furniture and that he did not kick her out of the house. So that part is Jemmie, he had a personal conversation with Jemmie. He said on his live, in a house, meaning roommates. He said roommates, meaning all stars, obviously, is what he was referencing, saying that he had a personal conversation as a friend and she took certain things and expanded on them herself. So while there was some truth, he talks about how he still felt betrayed by Tori about the cheating. It wasn't actually cheating. She did not cheat on him. She fucked Fessy 2 months later, technically, but he still felt betrayed about it. And the way she went about it was badly timed, and that he had to find out through social media and all of that. So he still felt betrayed, but he cleared the air as well, saying she did not cheat on me. And she says that too. So take with that what you will.
Agreed. Okay, I did hear all of this. Okay, so Queen Jemmie is exposing Victoria on her Patreon. Who's Victoria?
Tori.
Oh, I don't even know who this girl is. Okay, basically Jemmie and Jordan.
I love so much when people are like Victoria.
It's so funny. I forgot.
I didn't even think that's her name. I think of her as Tori, obviously, and I think it's always a good shade when people call her Tori with a Y. It's hilarious. To get out of the house, but she won $3,000. Ella, Franzel's wedding money. Hilarious. Okay, thank you. So Jordan is kind of pissed though at Jemmie, which I think is also kind of funny. But it's you kind of got to know if you're going to tell Jemmie any sort of dirt like that she's going to spill it. And she was teasing that she was going to spill this for about a month. So why wouldn't he have gone to Jemmie and be like, hey, I saw that you're going to spill this tea. Can you just not? I just don't want to bring this whole thing up. I don't want to have to talk to Tori. Or do you think he gave her the go ahead to spill it just because go ahead.
That's the thing is she claims he gave her the go ahead. So while I watched his live, his was very very bro-y, very lots of pausing and lots of yeah, this is such bullshit. Nah, this was hard. And there's moments of potential genuineness. I just feel he spilled the tea, as Jelly Donuts is saying here, when he was on All Stars 3 and gave her the green light to do what she wanted with it. Right? He says on his live, yes, I didn't tell her not to say anything, but I also didn't tell her to it wasn't my decision to have her I didn't say yes, go put a money wall in front of it and make people pay for it. You know what I mean?
Do you think she'll get more or less than $3,000?
I know, right?
So absurd.
I think he was fine with it coming out because he was betrayed still, regardless of the situation. Right. But the truth is that the technicalities of what she's saying, there's some of it's not true. I think there's probably gray areas in all the stories.
I think he wanted it to come out to make Tori look bad. And he's just kind of feels he has the upper hand with the fact oh, no, she didn't do that. Jemmie just kind of misconstrued the truth. Oh, no, I wasn't doing anything shitty. But I think that he might have underhandedly been doing something shitty. Whatever. What were you gonna say, Fanta?
No, this is just all so funny to me.
It's so funny. Okay, so what else does Jelly say here?
Wow.
However, Victoria went live and said she owned a lot of the furniture. Well, $3,000 is not that much for furniture, like multiple pieces. Like my couch was $5,000 and it's garbage now. You know what I mean? Like
that's IKEA level shit.
Is it? Like IKEA's like you could probably buy like a couch for like $1,000 and like a couple other pieces for like $250, $300. So I guess IKEA you can get some furniture for $3,000, but like good furniture. Anyways, no judgment really, but like
I have an IKEA couch. Not shading.
However, during the live, she had lots of dates mixed up and sounded very scripted. Yeah, she's so annoying. Sorry, she's so annoying.
I don't know. She didn't sound that scripted to me in it.
I didn't watch it, so I can't tell.
And she, like, her hair is wet. Like, she just got out of the shower. She yells at her mom at one point, being like, "Mom, I can hear you watching the live." Like, I'm not suddenly a Tori stan, okay?
Tori stan over here.
All I'm saying, and okay, also, once we get to the episode also then made me be like, oh, right, I dislike you for a lot of other reasons too. But I just had a moment where I was like, you know what? The truth is, like, she says in the live, she's like, Jordan has reason to be upset with me because I really fucked up a chance to have a friendship with him. I lost a friend and I could have, and I really fucked up. Like, yeah, doing the thing with Fessy. Yeah, like for sure shade me. Like I was so heartbroken over the breakup that I was making bad decisions. She says that. Okay. And then she's like, but I did not cheat on him. And that's like and like, here's the specific dates. And like, I posted this photo on this day. And that was the day that he broke up with me. And like, blah, 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 blah. And I have all these receipts and I need to clear the air about this, like money and this and this and that. And she's like, and then she says like, oh, Jemmy keeps saying that I'm an opportunist, yet she's on her Patreon.
Jemmy never said that she's not, though.
That's the thing, is like, Jemmy acknowledges what she's doing. She's like, yeah, I'm being shady. Fuck it, right? Whereas Tori pretends she's an angel. So I think that's where the hate comes through. Is like, stop pretending that you never make that, like, but she is kind of being like, yeah, I fuck up in it. So it's sort of a hard thing. Like, I do see a little bit of her side in just the way she does. She's not saying she didn't do any of the fucked up shit. She's just saying that, like, she didn't cheat and she didn't get kicked out and like get him to pay her to leave or whatever, like that those things aren't true. And she claims she doesn't say I'm not an opportunist. She was just like, well, people are claiming, she's claiming that I am, but she's doing this. So she's kind of just trying to point out the hypocrisy there. But I don't know. I still think she is an opportunist for sure. Like,
definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, even with her going online, like if she was an opportunist, she probably would just let this slide and not say anything about it. Yeah. But the fact that she's like waiting for people to come in to tell her side of the story, like it makes her relevant, right? So she's using this as an opportunity just to have, content for her fans and followers, for them to still support her, and that she could sell some fitness shakes or something to them. So like, I think that she still is an opportunist even for the fact that she's clearing her name. Obviously, I understand not wanting people to be thinking certain things of you, but the high road would have been not to say anything at all unless somebody actually asked you, maybe in an interview. You know what I mean? But
that's the thing, is like, her bringing it up is also just like, but like, here's the thing. I see both sides. Because don't you agree that, like, if someone is charging money to spill tea about your actual personal life, and do you really want that to be the main story that's existing in the world, and you're getting all of this hate and all of these threats and all of these things from haters? Wouldn't you want to just be like, here's the facts, thanks? You know what I mean? Like,
probably, maybe, so, but like, I guess it's just because she's like, just so annoying that I'm just like, just, if it's not true, then don't feed that flame anymore, But I totally understand wanting to clear your name, but I guess it's just like, because it's Tori,
it's just like the fire,
Yeah. Okay, so Jelly says that that's just one paragraph of the document. Well, where are you sending me this document? Send it to my Instagram, please. Reality Realness, 3 S's. I want to see this Google Doc. I'll pull it up here if we can get it. Don't watch the challenges come and drop a like. Oh, just gonna drop a like. VB, you had to start watching the challenge. You would absolutely love it. You need to go back, start at season 11, I think we're saying, or whatever Fresh Meat 1 is, and go all the way through to like 30, and then you could sporadically watch from 30 to 37. But like, go watch the beginning. I think you'd really enjoy it. But thank you for dropping the like. Okay, Jelly Jordan says Jordan told most of the cast of All Stars the tea on him and Victoria. He gave Jemmye the green light to spill it, and Jordan is currently being benched from the main show because Tori's on it? Or do you think it's because Tori wins and like she has like some sort of like challenge clout now?
He's been benched.
Is it because of past stuff? Okay.
The past stuff. Yeah.
I think Nicole didn't like this episode though. So you liked the episode, Fanta. I didn't love it, as I already said. Michelle, where are you with the episode?
I didn't love the episode, but I enjoyed it, and I agree. I wanted it to just finish. I wanted to see the whole final. But I mean, there were interesting things, and Tori was super. Just reminded me why I just can't with her. That's what it is. I just can't. It's not a hate. It's not a this. It's not a this. I just can't. I'm just like, ugh. That's why I feel.
So Nicole hate watched this episode. Anyone else? God bless us for this recap because I didn't care for almost everyone left. Yikes. I mean, I didn't feel that badly about it, but let's get into it. And Fanta, do you have something to say?
No, I liked it. And I was correct about how they were gonna kind of do the elimination. Was I like kind of get like round robin?
I was wrong.
Sort of style ish. I wasn't 100%, but a little bit.
Somebody said this wasn't you guys. I think it was one of the guys I do from Reality Pop. They did say like, "Oh, I feel like they're going to amongst themselves just do a deliberation right there," and so which is what they did. Sorry, go on, Fanta. I cut you off.
No, I like that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought the beginning made sense because it's like, okay, you've made it this far. Now it shows your social game to have to rely on your relationships enough to know that you're not going to get voted in right at the end. Or people are scared of you, one of the two. Because obviously no one wants to throw in CT because he gets to pick who he goes against and all of that. But like it was so clear who the votes were going to be, I felt, for the girls especially. Like we knew it was going to be Amanda. Especially because for the girls, like, fine, if she calls me out, at least I'm going against her. Like, because all the other girls, you'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? So with that, I thought the whole guy thing was a very interesting situation. So.
Well, okay, so what ends up happening is the majority of people voted Amanda to go down. Amanda voted Tori. Nelson voted Tori. But everybody else, I believe, voted for Amanda to go down. I was surprised that Amanda just didn't say like, hey, this is for a lot of money to change my family. Nany, you're the only one that's close match to my size. Like, if I want a shot at this, like I need to go against you. Like, I'm so surprised.
She says she's all about the money and she'll do anything.
And then she's like, oh, but I couldn't do it to my friends.
Decision she could make. Well, not the worst. Well, who knows? But like without knowing, and I get it. She probably thought if there's a chance that it's a puzzle, I know that I'll meet her. But like, Nany's not amazing at puzzles. Amanda's still better than Nany at puzzles. So she should have just picked Nany to be safe overall, especially since Nany just voted her in. So yeah, they're your friends, but similar to what Emanuel did, it's like, you voted me in. So you can't hate on me for picking you. You just voted me in. I'm allowed to make whatever decision I want. Like, you just voted me in. Stop.
Absolutely.
So that's why, like, that whole thing pissed me off. I think she definitely made the wrong decision. It's the smartest thing Nelson said in the episode, which is like, you made the wrong call. She definitely made the wrong call. She shouldn't have picked Emy. She should have picked Nany.
She should have picked Nany.
Nany, 100%. And I'm glad she didn't for me, because obviously I would have been scared. But it actually kind of would have been a more exciting thing, because I would have been like, wow, like, who's going to make it out of the two of them? Will Nany actually like get down enough and do it or not?
Yeah.
And the thing is too, though, so I was obviously hoping that it was going to be some sort of equalizer type elimination. So maybe it had multiple parts. We've been obviously watching the All-Stars, and all their eliminations so far have been like multifaceted. So like you had to have a strength component, and then you also had a puzzle component, which I think would have leveled out the playing field here. I really didn't like that. What did they play? Drop zone and or was it drone drop, and basically drop like a ball down and they have to wrestle the ball and put it into the bin. We've seen this many times before, different kind of ways. It's a physical thing. And I was just so irritated that Tori gets to be like, yeah, I just want to get to put my hands on somebody. Like, I'm like, I'm not down with that. But Fanta, you play like football and stuff. Like, how are you excited about this?
First of all, I do not play football, but I appreciate the vote of confidence. Yeah, I don't know. The drop zone, that elimination isn't super exciting to me by any means. Like, I would have liked to see something more strategic. Like, I kind of wish that the eliminations could have been switched. Like
Absolutely.
what the guys were doing.
Or they had to win both, or there's three different things they had to win.
Like, it wasn't like I mean, I liked the night of eliminations idea, but I thought that like overall it was like pretty tame. And yeah, I was like with Tori, I was like, you're going against Amanda, like she's like little. So like it's not really that like it's not really that
it would just be embarrassing if you lost to Amanda
exactly.
in a physical, like that would just be so embarrassing for you, because like she knows she's not physical like that.
Well, I just like I don't really enjoy those type of head-to-head combats when it's not equally matched. Right? Like if it's equally matched and you don't like if it was Nany and Amanda, you're like, I don't know who's going to win this who is going to have the most heart here. And so with Tori weighing probably like 80 pounds more than Amanda, like maybe not 8. Oh, well, maybe Amanda probably weighs like 110 pounds and Tori probably weighs like 150, 160 maybe.
I'd say like the same size as Tori.
You are?
I would say I'm probably the same size as Tori. I'm like 5'7", like 155.
Right? So like, and Amanda maybe weighs 110. So like, yeah, maybe 50 pounds on 40, 50 pounds. That's a lot of extra like bulkage to be able to do one of these back to like 50 pounds is a lot of weight difference. And so I was just like, oh, it's going to be this. I'm like, whatever, just give it to Tori. She can be excited that she got her physical competition and, you know, called out the wrong person. I was like, womp womp.
I just feel as though another part of the reason why she didn't pick, why Amanda didn't pick Nany is because, like, I don't know, there's probably like some like under rumblings of like, no, we need to have like this like narrative like story of like Nany and Kaycee going off to the final together, and like something about like not wanting to split that up or whatever. Like, I just feel like there were like other forces at play, because she just seemed very like, when she was picking, like it was like a combination of her being like, okay, obviously I'm gonna lose this, so I'm just gonna like go out big because like I can't pick anybody else.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I get that, but I was just very annoyed that the challenge gods decide to give the last female elimination to be a headbanger. I'm just not into headbangers.
One thing I have to say, we didn't have any hall brawls this season, did we?
We had one, just with Esther and Emy. Remember they had to climb up the wall and ring the bell? Another one that wasn't that well matched.
Yeah.
What, you forgot it?
It wasn't like a proper hall brawl.
Well, you ran, but you had to run and ring the bell at the end.
Okay.
They climb up the wall and then ring the bell.
Yeah, there was. Well, thank God we didn't have 18 like the season before.
That's true. I remember you saying, I don't know if it was this season or it was last season, but Fanta, you're just like, I remember when Hall Brawl used to be a treat. And me too. I remember being like, oh my goodness, how did the gods know that these two people need to go into a Hall Brawl right now? Like, it was always like, what? Yeah. This one? Like, it was just so surprising that it would just like line up with like the exact two people that you wanted to see go head to head. Now it's like, I don't care that Amber's won 2 Hall Brawls. Like, anyways, I don't like these headbangers, really. I like when everybody has the opportunity to do well in these eliminations, and this one fell flat for me. Fell flat. So, no surprise. Tori wins, goes back. Amanda leaves. I found it interesting, though, that TJ kind of was giving Amanda some props, being like, you're playing like you were the devil this whole season, but I know that like you're a good mom. You're going to go back and be like the number 1 mom. I'm like, TJ, are you getting a little heart here for Amanda that's crying?
I know. I was shook.
TJ. I think he has a soft spot for Amanda. I mean, I guess he's seen her grow up.
Yeah.
Like 10 years or so. And like she hasn't been back in a while. So I guess maybe like he's feeling it for her. Hi, Natalie. So Natalie Negrati versus Amanda Twitter beef over Fessy. I know it's so embarrassing. Okay, there is a rumor that it's going to be an X's 3. And did you see Polly's tweet? Polly also tweeted about the new challengers.
Polly's always tweeting about.
Yeah, fucking Polly.
Is it? Wait, I think Natalie's talking about the tweet where he's like, "I'll put $5,000 that I can like beat any of the people playing or something." And it was just like
$10,000, and then somebody was like, "He's saying it's $10,000, but it's $10,000 of Carmaria's money." Oh my god!
Oh, he's the worst. The worst. Hi, Kenya. Hey, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, Kenya. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So okay. is that okay, no, we'll talk about this at the end.
I'm curious.
Seems like there's just like a lot of rumblings of like X's 3.
I mean, I would love an X's 3.
Yeah,
I would love an X's 3 just because that would allow. Well, would Kaycee and Nany still be on it? But like Kaycee would have, Nany would have like another ex or something, and like maybe some drama would come out like that.
I think Kaycee wouldn't be able to be on the season, which would be great.
That'd be
fast. But Nany would definitely be on.
Well, like, what if Kaycee got her ex-girlfriend to be part of like the whole narrative and like got her on the show?
No, that would be so tacky. Nany would not stand for that. No, there's no way.
I would love an X's 3.
Oh, I think I'm just looking at the challenge Twitter and it says, who wants another X's? Like, put your hand up, sound off below on your favorite season.
Who else would be a good X? So Josh wouldn't be able to be on there because he has no X.
He does. What's her name?
Esther, don't even shut the F up. I'd rather it be Georgia. Georgia would be better for him.
Georgia. Oh, that would be so good. Because they just use, even if you just made out like once, they're like, yeah, that's an X. Like that.
But like, it would be Devin and Marie.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking funny. Amanda just tweeted at Joss, "Start training. It's go time, baby."
Oh my god, they are exes. That would be so.
Wait, when did they hook up?
Yeah, well, remember, like there was like the whole when Sylvia was his. Wait, how did that go? Sylvia liked him, or she was his partner? I can't remember how it all went down.
Amanda and Joss hooked up.
Yeah. Joss, not Josh.
I know Joss. Okay. Obviously,
okay, just making sure.
That was a great team.
Amazing team. Like they're both extremely good looking, and like he's quite fit. He would just allow her, I think, to like run the show, and he has the strength to back some of her mouth up. So I think it'd be good. CT wouldn't be allowed on.
Definitely be on it because he's had
with
so
who?
many.
With who?
With anyone.
Let's give him some of this terrible.
It could be Tori, so we could just hate that pair.
No, okay, I hate the pair. But what if I love her, but what if it's Bettina?
It could be Bettina. It could be Michelle. It could be Natalie Negrotti. It could be fucking what's the blonde girl that we liked from last season?
Gabby.
It could be like he's obviously spreading his seed as much as possible so that he has the most options to always come back. And Esther will be there with Josh, and that'll be hilarious. Actually, I'd prefer him with Georgia, though, obviously.
Georgia would be a better pairing, I think, for me to watch. But that would be amazing. Keep coming with these combos. Do you know where Ms. Bathbomb can watch this episode? I have no idea. I don't know anymore.
Bell TV.
Bell TV, okay.
You have to make an account. That's how we watch it, right?
Yeah. Oh, Bell TV. I think it's Val. I'm like, who's Val or what's that? But Bell, yes, correct, Bell. You might want to try on Twitch. Sometimes people stream stuff. You might be able to find someone that streamed the episode. Okay, Nelson performing better than Leroy, Corey, Fessy have in recent finals. Not bad. I have to say, okay, I have two things about Nelson. So Nelson did better in the final so far than I was expecting him to do. But I really, really, really wanted him to go down in the lair. I really wanted him to go against Emanuel in the lair. You didn't?
No.
You wanted him to go against Devin?
Yes, because
you didn't want him to stay? Maybe.
No, I wanted him gone, obviously, but also I don't want Nelson to go out of these combinations. I needed Emanuel to go, and I would have been fine with Devin going because of just how much of a dick he's been and an idiot. But out of the combo, obviously I wanted Devin to stay. But I thought what we got out of it was so much funnier because we got Nelson once again deciding upon himself to be like, how dare you do this to your friend when he has nothing to do with the situation. And even though I agree with what he's saying, I'm like, it's sorry. It's like he's just inserting himself being like, what are you doing? And when he said, you're foul, I actually cackled. I was like, he always does this. And I think getting that out of it was better than him going into the elimination.
Well, and the reason why that started out, sorry, Fanta, was because, what's her name? Tori is like, didn't want Emanuel to pick Devin. So Tori's like, don't pick Devin. Don't pick Devin. Don't pick Devin.
So annoying.
Sorry. And so Fanta, I cut you off. You're about to say something.
No, I loved so much. I wish they called this episode Typical Tori. That shit was so
Typical Tori.
Typical Tori. Don't pick Devin. Don't pick Devin. Don't pick Devin. So Emanuel was basically, all the vets decided to put Emanuel down there. I didn't think that there was going to be anybody else that the vets were going to send down there. I did think that he should have maybe picked Nelson if he wanted to win, just because we know now what the lair was going to be. But so he does decide to call down Devin against Tori, his girl's wishes. Don't pick Devin. Don't pick Devin. So typical Tori is actually what I wrote down right there. Gets in a fight with like Nelson now. And I'm just like, Nelson though always wants to pick a fight with these women. Like, just, I know that she shouldn't have said anything, but like, why? Just stop fighting with women.
That whole time, like, that, and then leading into like when she's cheering, like she's trying to help Emanuel, and he's also again being like, "You're an idiot," like typical Tori, you're foul. You cut to like CT, okay, and CT clearly is like, "What the fuck is she doing?" Like, you're an idiot. Like he's obviously thinking it. He's putting it on his face so we as the viewers can see that he's like acknowledges that this is stupid and what is she doing this, but he doesn't need to say anything. Like, Nelson doesn't need to say anything about it. He could have left it. It's clearly obvious that he's just like, ugh. So either he's just trying to make a fight and make good TV, or it's just he can't help himself.
Well, I guess he was already rattled and pissed that she, like, if it wasn't Devin or Emanuel that goes down, it would have to have been him. Like, who do you want? Want it to be me? You want it to be me? It's like, and she's like, well, you voted for me. And he's like, you voted for me. And it was just a dumb fight.
You voted for me.
Okay, so I did find it interesting Devin's dyslexia story. I thought that was like,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Devin, for giving me a little bit more of understanding as to why, like, I can understand this evolution of this egomaniac right now, because like he's kind of been an underdog for the most part in his life, and he became great at puzzles because he's literally memorizing everything so that he doesn't have to look less than. So it actually was like kind of heartwarming and allowed me to be endeared to Devin a little bit more. I understand a little bit better as to why he's acting this sort of way, because like he really doesn't often get this opportunity to be out in front. So they made me feel softer around Devin. Do you too, Fanta? And you're like, no.
Well, no, that's not
kidding.
true.
I'm kidding.
I didn't find myself like super annoyed with him this episode.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, so basically they're going to have to do 3 sets of couples. So it's called Triple Threat. The first one is like, wait, what was the first puzzle? The first puzzle was they had to do like kind of like a Sudoku, but it was with different squares of colors. And so no same square was in each row. I didn't think it was that hard, but Devin, who is like our puzzle king, because they're all like, bad move, Emanuel, bad move. He's having a lot of trouble, and Emanuel actually breaks free and gets finished the first puzzle before Devin was even close. So I was like, oh, this could be an upset. That's not good. I was worried for Devin, and I was rooting for Devin for this one.
Yeah, definitely. I got scared for him a little bit.
For selfish reasons, I was rooting for Devin because I was like, Emanuel could possibly win a final.
Right.
Which I don't want, so.
Yes, well, I would have rather have Emanuel on my team still. That would have been great, but I don't, so that sucks. But the second puzzle is a very traditional puzzle. Like, that's an easy puzzle. So the fact that Emanuel got there, I'm not trying to say it like that, Fanta, but it's, you know that the answer is 15. We just saw it even last season on All Stars, where they had to put the sides of the star together to make 15. Like, the answer is pretty much always 15 when you have just 1 to 9. Well, not pretty much, it is. So, like, I was just surprised that he didn't maybe know that one already. But basically, they got numbers 1 to 9. They can't have any numbers. Obviously, they're not going to repeat, but each row and diagonal had to equal 15. And so the strategy of that is you put the 5 in the middle, and then you just work in those, basically those triangles, the star points, like it was on All Stars, is kind of like how you work out that puzzle. And so he was having a lot of trouble with this, Emanuel. So Tori, genius Tori, figures this out and like tells him how to solve this puzzle, while like everybody's like, shh, don't stop it. And she just couldn't help herself.
Yeah, she says it's 15. She says, like, because he hadn't even figured out that you're adding up to 15.
Yeah.
I think his brain was thinking the numbers of not repeating, and so he was confused.
There's only 1 to 9, though.
Exactly, but I think he didn't even think about adding them. Like, I think he literally probably was just like...
He looked a lamb with, like, a broken leg, like, just about to be... Like, he just looked so confused and just, like, I'm fucked.
That's unfortunate. But Devin came in, put the 5 in the middle, and, like, solved it in literally, like, 4 seconds, because he just had to make the little duos all the way around, and then you're pretty much done. And so the last puzzle was a lot harder, I'd say, where they had to make these gems in the same color gems, and they had to like fit the puzzle together. And it's a typical traditional normal puzzle, but it's a little bit challenging because they all kind of look the same, all the pieces. And so at one point, Tori decides to help Emanuel fully, and he gets, as soon as she's like, put that 5 in the middle, he figures it out really quickly. And then they're both on the final puzzle. Everybody's pissed at, even CT was quite pissed at Tori. He's like, what are you doing? He kind of was like, just let him like lose for a little bit longer. Like, don't make it such a close race, you know?
Exactly. Like,
yeah, her reasoning behind that too is just so dumb. Like, I want them both to win.
Well,
she is so... I have no words. Like, if she was in that elimination and Devin was helping the other person because he was fucking them, she would be so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Think about what you're doing for 2 seconds. Like that's why I agreed with how Nelson was reacting, even though he didn't need to insert himself. I was just like, literally, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to help him now, so you're going to make it harder for Devin. You realize that if he wins, Devin doesn't, right? Like, what? Do you not understand the simple logic here?
Yeah, no, I don't think she does.
No,
because like she's just like compelled. She's like, it's like what? Like we can tell that you're helping him. Like don't. It's like, anyways, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but like I just wanted you guys. Anyways, yeah, Tori sucks. Okay, so Jelly Donut says that Amanda is currently live on OnlyFans exposing something, we're assuming. So that's, hopefully we can get like a little video on that, or like the tea there.
sign up to OnlyFans right now.
You are? How much is her OnlyFans?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go down that road.
Do it. I actually was thinking of selling feet pics today. So I was like,
we've all been there, sister.
Well, they're asking me to come back to the airline and I don't want to. And I was like, how am I going to make money for sure right now? And I'm like, feet pics. This is the market. They did it on Vanderpump Rules. And I was like, you know what? I know some people that have made some money doing this. So maybe. Okay. So 3 people have friends like your mom made for invite all your friends, 2nd grade close party. I don't know what this means. Oh. Sorry, Nicole.
These people have friends, like when your mom made you invite all your friends in 2nd grade class to your party. These people are not my friends. I barely tolerate them.
Who said this? It was Amanda? No? Or is that actually just Nicole saying that?
I think it's just Nicole saying it. Because Amanda was being all like, these people are my friends, but like they're
obviously right. Sorry, yeah, we're behind. So production allegedly won a physical elimination for Tori. Really? Because remember the season way back when she's alleged to be rigged for Tori? That's true. They also wanted a mental elimination for CT potentially. Wow. Are they wanting Tori to win this season?
Oh, that's what it seems like. It really
seems to be like the edit.
What seems to be the edit is that they're trying to, which obviously makes me very nervous. But like, I'm still hoping, especially with my team, that like Kaycee pulls it out in the end and is able to, that there's some sort of endurance or something that Kaycee can get an edge ahead of Tori in. I don't know what that will be. Because clearly Kaycee can't do a fucking puzzle. But yeah, I'm just hoping something else happens. I can't handle her being a champion. I've had to handle some bad winners though, so I will deal if I have to, but I really don't want to. Like,
she could be a champion from how she's acting on Aftermath. Remember I said a little bit before, I was like, I can see it.
I don't want to accept this until it's reality.
Wait, apparently a lot of backstory behind why, Tori.
Why Amanda picked Tori and not Nany.
Oh, right. Okay, whatever. I know it's probably because she wanted to let them run the final together and like they are friendly enough, and it just, Amanda should have played for the money because I think she might have had a little bit more heart than Nany.
Agreed.
She may have. You can watch all the episodes from 19 to 37 on Soap Today. What's Soap Today? That's good to know. Thanks, Jelly Donut. Joss and Amanda would be good. Okay, so after that, we see Devin wins the puzzle, sending Emanuel home, which I was like, yes! And he gets to go back, and then you get the celebration beginning because TJ says that these 8 ages, the best, they're good, they're qualified to run my final. So they're in it. I was happy for them. Like, I know this must have been like a hard season to get through, like a long time. So very happy that everybody is going to get to the final. Their dreams might come true. What do you guys think though about all like the after scenes that were kind of, in my opinion, a little bit nauseating? Like, so what would you do with the money?
Oh my God, it was so nauseating. I was like, walk away. I was like, I don't care. These people are all just gonna party with this money. Like, don't try to tell me I'm just gonna change the world and blah, 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 all this stuff. I don't give a fuck what you're going to do with the money. Like, I just...
Wasn't it so funny how Tori and Nelson were forced to have this scene together, but then also...
I was waiting for a fight, though, or an apology. Like, he's
Yeah.
in an ice bath, and she's, like, looking at him like...
Yeah, like, production was just literally like, okay, like, go ask him what he's going to do with the money.
Exactly. And then he gives this fucking stupid story like he always says, oh, I want to open my mom's shop called this. I'm going to decide the name of this shop. Okay, great.
Yeah. It must be his mom's name, I would assume.
Yeah. So then he does that, and then he's like, what's your reason? And she's like, I just want to prove to everyone that I'm a single woman and I don't need anybody to win. But she didn't say anything about what she would do with the money. It's just about proving that she's strong on her own, even though she just tried to help Emanuel. I don't know. It was very confusing, but I think she's confused, honestly.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
What do you feel about the Nany Kaycee montage?
I was like, stop fucking shoving the Nany and Kaycee relationship down our throats. Nobody fucking wants it. We don't care.
I don't mind watching them on social media, not gonna lie, but like, I don't care about them on the show.
Fine in real life, but like, it's boring. Like, we want cup of noodles, Nany.
Yes.
Exactly.
That was really toxic of me. Like, she's like grown up and is in this loving relationship. I'm like, I want drunk Nany.
Well, I mean, if she was in a relationship with someone that was a little bit more interesting, we probably can get behind it, because it's like Kaycee, we've always thought that Kaycee was boring, and Kaycee has now made Nany boring, and Nany's not a boring person. So I think we just like are missing the fun, like the vibrant, the fiery Nany, instead of we're getting like the chill Nany and like the subdued. But she could be in a relationship and still be fun and exciting. There's lots of fun couples. They're just like boring.
Yeah, they're boring.
Boring. Anybody else talk about the money? I think that's it.
I truth be told, I like walked away during this part.
Fanta. I didn't, but we do see also Nelson complaining to Devin about how Tori wasn't rooting for her, and Devin just was like, Tori makes it really hard to be your friend, and I'm like, she does. Like, she wants you to be loyal to her, but then she does these disloyal things. And like, even with the whole Jordan situation, it was the disloyalty that he was most like upset by. Like, she didn't care about his feelings, didn't care about whether or not he was going to look like a punk. Like, she just did what she wanted, and it's just not what you do to a friend. You would never want a friend to feel really disrespected like that. And so
exactly.
I get it.
And when they first broke up, it was like, oh, we're so close. Like, even on his live, he has this moment where he's like, because he was answering questions and someone asked, what's the hardest part of the whole breakup and everything? And he's like, honestly, the hardest thing is like that I lost a best friend, like completely. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm not in contact with her. Like, we don't really communicate much at all. And it's like, because and I get it. He broke up with her. Like, she was probably heartbroken going through it, decided to have some hookups to try to, whatever, go through that phase as one does. But like, she should have communicated with him out of respect. If like, they were engaged, it was like a long, serious thing. And so I totally get where he's coming from with that. Mm-hmm. And it's clear she wants everyone to like her, even in an elimination. She's secretly trying to give Emanuel hope. She's like, yeah, go Devin. Yeah, go Emanuel. Like, you can't do both, Queen. Like, everyone can see you.
Mm-hmm. So Sophie has a good combination for exes, Kyle and Cara Maria. I think I could handle that without Pauly. As long as Pauly's not on the season, I
never
could handle
do that.
That'd be delicious.
I would love that. They could do well.
They would do very well. I see your typical Tori, Fanta, and raise you a that's so Tori. So Tori. Typical Tori. Can we get a theme song from Emy by next week? We probably will. She plays at the reunion. So we will.
That's torture. Why would they torture us that way?
Because they love Emy.
We asked for Devin to host, and then they give us Emy singing at the reunion instead. bizarre.
They don't listen to us at all. So we do get to the final this episode. And Emmy's looking very scared. TJ calls her out. She's like, "'Cause I'm scared. I'm terrified." I like Emy. A lot of people are still hating on her a lot, but I think it's pretty cool that she is the only rookie and female rookie, especially, to be in the final this season. So I think that's a pretty cool accomplishment. And it seems like everybody really is happy that she's there and is like they want to run with her. So I like that she's done something to make people really want her to be there. I like that.
Me too.
So basically they have to run to a puzzle. So they definitely are putting a lot of puzzles in there. So is this because they want Devin and CT to win? Like, it's very interesting. So the first puzzle, they had to make a map. We saw this puzzle, or very similar to, with Kelz, where he had to pull up Tracy and then solve like a map puzzle of cubes. And so it seemed like it was a very similar puzzle to that. And then place the flags of the countries that all the challengers were from on the map. So I feel like that Nelson wouldn't have known this, but they gave him all those in his confessional where he's like, "We've had people from Finland and from that." I'm like, there's no way that Nelson knew where all these people were from. He definitely had to have that be fed to him. And I feel like that's the only reason why he knew any of these countries for this challenge.
I agree.
I thought it was an okay puzzle, I guess. It's not bad.
It's not really a puzzle. Or building bricks.
Building bricks, true. Place the flag. Kind of Amazing Race style.
Yeah, it did annoy me that CT didn't push his.
Why didn't he?
Like, well, yeah, when CT finished his puzzle, it annoyed me that he didn't push it off. Because usual. That could have, like, that means minutes.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're taking minutes though so far this part. So maybe, I mean, because they're running to the helicopter, so he's going to be in the first helicopter. I guess the second person, it depends on who would be. But he'd probably rather be with a woman second anyways, because then he wouldn't have a competing guy. But like, we don't actually know what's going to go on in the final. So it didn't end up really mattering. But so Nany was calling CT out, being like, "I can't believe he didn't like knock over his puzzle." And she's cheating and copying. And then she still does terribly. Like, she came in last. Yeah, she's cheating and she's last is what I wrote about Nany. I was like, what is going on here? Why isn't her head in the game? Like, she's usually not this bad.
And Kaycee was bad too.
Kaycee was terrible. So, shocker, Tori finishes that puzzle second. Nelson
I couldn't believe it. I
didn't write everybody down, but anyways, the pairs are going to be going into the helicopter. They're going to jump out of the helicopter into some water, swim to a flag, pick up. It seemed like they picked up a dossier, but we haven't seen them use this dossier. And the first helicopter was CT and Tori. Second one was Devin and Nelson. Third was Kyle and Kaycee. And the fourth helicopter was Emy and Nany. Emy was screaming. So this seems like it was the first time she's been in a helicopter maybe. And Nany's just sitting there like, I've done this before. This is easy, the easy part, not Emy. Like, it gets a lot worse. Emy is screaming. So what are those jets things called where they had to get on these like power jets?
I don't know, but I want to.
They look really fun.
Look fun.
So fun.
I totally like that's such a. I feel like you'd have it this summer at like the cottage Fanta. And I can see like.
And I do kind of feel like CT's weight made his go slower.
Absolutely.
Because like Tori's was just speeding ahead.
Zipped by him, yeah.
It has nothing to do with swimming, because when they were swimming, he was ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely think it was sinking down. It made it harder for like he probably weighs like 220 pounds. Like, that's a lot of weight to be pulling on this little like motor. And we already talked about 50 pounds. Like 70 pounds is a lot of extra weight on somebody. So, but I also thought it was a shocker that at that next checkpoint they have to start running up a mountain, and CT's in the lead for quite a bit. But then Nelson catches up and passes CT at one point. I was shook.
Me too.
I was shook.
But remember when Nelson almost beat CT in that Champs versus All-Stars season or whatever? and it was the final, and it was like a minute between them or something, or a couple minutes. Like, it was like very close, and it's because he's pretty fast and he's got decent endurance if it's just running, but he can't, obviously he doesn't have the full gambit that CT has. Like, so it really just depends. Like, I don't see Nelson obviously beating him or anything like that. But when it comes to just running, like, it seems like Nelson trains well and like exercises enough and like is able to sustain.
Yeah, like the physical endurance, like stuff, workhorse stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we get to another puzzle at the top of the hill. CT ends up picking back up his lead. He gets to the puzzle first. I think that Devin gets up there at some point. Everybody's up there. And Devin, wait, is that right? Yeah, Devin beats CT at this one. And Devin leaves first to go and stand on one of two new cells. And then second up is CT finishing the puzzle. The puzzle was like they did it earlier on the season where they had to like connect the whole chain. So it's kind of like a trial and error puzzle. And if you can visually see like where it would go, I don't know how hard it could be. Hard, it could be easy. It just really depends on if you do it well the first time, and then you can fix it really easily. But CT comes up second. Now, did you think that CT might have chosen to not be on the team with Devin?
Yeah.
For a second, I did, actually. I was surprised. It was like, oh.
At first, I was surprised, and then I realized that there's so much more of a risk for him to go on the other one, because it means that it could be Kyle or Nelson, because it depends on who finishes first, because whoever finishes first is going to go to CT, like, obviously. Yeah. So it's more of a risk to get someone like Nelson, and, like, it's hard in a team. I think I don't know, though, because, like, going with Devin could be smart, but also you always have to do some sort of like team lifting. And Devin doesn't have the endurance.
But is Kyle better is okay?
I think. Right. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
What's his name? Kyle.
I also think a benefit of CT picking Devin is also you've kind of got the like monopoly on all the puzzle people.
That's true.
That's smart.
That's true.
I wouldn't want to be like if there's going to be like puzzles and stuff, like I wouldn't want Devin on the other team.
That's so true.
It's true.
That reason alone should pick him. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like seeing Jelly Donut gave me. I got. Oh my gosh, this is long. I might have to do like a separate post for this. Okay, so I'll read some of it. So everyone, including Cara, Maria, and Pauly, got availability calls for 38. Current rumor is 38 is going to be an X's type season. The theme is likely another stupid one that allows production to keep casting pointless vets and rookies from around the world. Prediction for the season name is The Challenge Whodunit. That's a joke. I think that has to be. Queen Marie Rhoda is finally being considered to return. As of now, Fessy and Amanda are done. They were seen at a game. I don't know, sports.
Yeah, I saw that.
But on Twitter, Amanda reacted to the ex's rumor, and Fessy's reply. Oh my god, that would be bad. I need to put my glasses on because I can't see.
Oh my god, what if Amanda's partnered with Fessy?
That's annoying. No! I mean, I know I'd rather her be with Joss and then have like maybe Joss and Fessy have beef. You know what I mean? That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Filming is supposedly taking place in January. Possibly rookies, including Missy from Survivor. Fun. Ray and Caro. Okay. Chloe from The Circle. No. Rob Mantelli. I love him.
And The Circle.
Or Too Hot to Handle. Jed and Tashawn and Jamar from Baby Can. I'll take them all.
That's
all the bland, annoying, pointless vets are returning. It will likely be a long time before we see Jordan on the main show because his ex, who shall never be named again, is allergic to taking breaks from the show. Emily will likely not be on 38 due to her X Factor performance. Aneesa will likely not be on 38 due to her actions on 37. We talked about the not necessarily being consensual with her, maybe flirtation, we'll say. Very likely that no one from All Stars is on. BB23 has been contacted. Realistically, I can see Kylan, Xavier, Brittany, Alyssa, and possibly Tiffany, Claire, and DX. Tiffany, I don't think will do it. They might just like humor Big D and put him on just so it would be a bit of a laugh, I'd say. I would be shocked if they actually cast Big Delusion. There's another challenge spinoff being cast. Queen Jemmy is exposing Victoria on her Patreon. Basically, Jemmy said to Jordan, etc. We went through this. Miss Opportunist is been getting exposed lately. Jordan told most of the cast of All Star 3 of the tea of him and Victoria. He gave Jemmy the green light to spill it. Jordan is currently being benched from the main show. It's unclear whether or not Gamer or Pink Rose will be covering this season, meaning no spoilers on tea, fights, hookups, etc. Emanuel once again being an ass on to Big T on socials. Really? Leave her alone. She stated that she wanted to go to school and had to have a plan B so she wouldn't need to rely on a call back from the challenge. Emanuel once again brought up the she's a horrible competitor story. Big T stands took care of his toxic ass. All right. Thank you, Jelly Donut. We appreciate you keeping us in the loop. I'm okay with like some of these people coming back. I don't mind seeing some Big Brother Canada people on there. It's nice that they're opening up that door there. So like if I ever got into Big Brother Canada, maybe that door would be open to me. I'm too old. But that'd be kind of fun. Imagine what if I got a call to be on the challenge?
I would die. Die.
I'd probably die if I went on it.
And you'd probably die on the hill, on the mountain.
Who would host the podcast?
You guys. You'd have to host it for me. That's so fun. I mean, that's so like not this reality, I don't think, but it's fun to dream sometimes. And if I did get on it, I would be training like a mofo. Like I would be like I would hire a trainer to get me into like, I don't know, CrossFit champion fitness shape, something like that. I'd be on those ropes every day. Medicine balls against the wall. Blech, blech. I hate that. I hate exercising like that. I like dance. Anyways, is that pretty much it for this episode? Yeah, kind of. So basically what's going to be happening is there are going to be two cells now. There's going to be a purple cell and orange or yellow? Yeah, orange. Orangey yellow cell. It's okay. And it's gonna be 2 guys and 2 girls, or 2 men, 2 women on each of those cells. So we know that Devin and CT are on one. Keep those puzzle pieces together. Exactly, Fanta. It ends up being smart in that regard, but not so smart in keeping like the workhorses maybe together, but we'll see how it all pans out, of course. So then Tori comes up next, and Tori's now going to be with CT and Devin. And then the 4th person that gets out from that puzzle is the rookie. She's rookie of the year. She's 4th. She's beating these vets at the challenge right now. Like she's in the top half, and she's yet to be on CT with her uncle CT, same team as her uncle CT. So they're all in cell purple, and then the losing cells are Kyle, Kyle, Nelson, Kaycee, and Nany. Ooh, that would be bad if that cell lost, though, because like Kaycee and Nany having to go against each other. Yikes.
Oh, I love that. It's like a Squid Game within the challenge.
Yes, and you know that Nany would let like Kaycee win.
Yeah, of course.
So that is pretty much it with the episode. I was shocked that Kaycee was the last one to finish that puzzle, the last one to get and be on choosing her cell. Like when I'm watching her on this so far of this final, I feel like she doesn't have the winning Kaycee vibe so far. Like she usually has an energy about her that's like, I'm the best, I do shit well, I'm always good, I'm out in front. And this one, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she doesn't have some confidence here.
Well, I mean, it's also just because like she hasn't had a good start, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's hard when you have a bad start.
It's like she's had such a bad start, and it's like, again, this comes down to this thing that we always talk about, like you need to be well-rounded, and Kaycee's like, I don't know, I just feel like you're better suited for a final if you've like really like done some shit through the season, like, and you've had like eliminations and you're just kind of like ready for it. I mean, not to say that like CT won't win, but CT is just very well rounded and Kaycee's not. Like, I don't think it's a good look to like, and it's just not good for you if you're playing the entire season. You're not really performing that much in the dailies. You're not going into any eliminations. Like, yeah, you're working out, but like just as a whole of the practice of the challenge, you're out of practice.
Exactly.
So and out of practice.
That's what we're seeing. Like with Kaycee, it's like, oh yeah, again and yet again, your third final, and you are still not good at puzzles. So what's going to be the difference here?
I'm wondering if she's not going to win. So what do we predict is going to happen for the next episode? So they've kind of showed us that whoever is in the losing cell, they don't want to be, because it seems as though they're going to be going up against each other and having kind of a mini purge. So maybe one male, one female will not make it out, which really sucks because I don't want, like, I want Devin and CT to both still continue to run. I don't mind Tori not running. But I don't want Emy to be out and then Tori to be, you know.
Exactly. I'm scared.
I mean, I think it'll be drama. So I can take having Kaycee have to go against Nany, but like we kind of know what the outcome's going to be there. It's going to be Kaycee's going to win that one for sure. And I want Kyle to beat Nelson, I think, but Nelson will probably beat Kyle. So,
well, I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't say that. It could go either way, I think.
Like, I would honestly, like, this season has really made me go, like, oh shit, like Kyle's a legit challenger now. Like, he's don't sleep on him. Like, I think, I also think just as a whole, I mean, it's interesting to put them back into cells, and there is part of me that's like, oh, like, I do feel Nelson's frustration because he's like, he hasn't been to a final in so long. And then he's just like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Like, I only have to rely on myself. And then to be honest, I did feel bad when they when they put them in cells and Nelson was just like, fuck. Like, but I also think that Nelson went a little bit too hard in the beginning.
I agree.
Pacing himself well.
So El Boogie says, no, Nelson is beating Kyle. I think that I feel like Nelson will more likely beat Kyle, but I could see it's not like completely out of the realm of possibilities the other way around.
You want to make a side bet on that?
Oh no. I'm gonna be poor. I'm gonna have to definitely sell feet pictures to be able to like pay up all my debts. Debu says Nany copies CT's puzzle and still finishes last. I know that was I was like, Nany, what's happening here? Get your head in the game, get your head out of like, you know, Kaycee land and like get into the final. Like, you want to run this together, like, so do better. It's not a good showing so far, guys.
I agree.
So Nicole says, I fell out when Nany was literally in front of Christopher's. I'm assuming we're using government names tonight. Puzzles, and was still dead last. It was last dead. Yes, in front of Christopher's puzzle.
That's very, very funny.
Oh my God, so we actually got through the entire episode already. Any other tea gossip that you guys want to share before we like say goodbye? I feel like this has been so zippity. I guess nothing really happened.
Not really. I'm really excited for the finale to see what happens. I'm gonna predict that I'm gonna predict that, as painful as this is, my prediction is that the purple cell's gonna lose somehow in a weird, crazy turn of events. Like, something bad's gonna happen. And CT will then beat Devin. Tori might beat Emy, which would just suck.
Oh my God, this would just like decimate. Wait, you have the entire cell, Fanta.
Yeah.
You have the entire purple cell. So you will, if they lose, you will lose two people for sure.
Well, I'm already down, and I'll be down to what? I'll be down to one person. So.
Oh my God. So I have to get rid of Emanuel.
And you get rid of Amanda for me.
Hopefully see you never.
But, okay, so here's my thing. So that's my part one of my prediction. And then my part two is that at that point, CT will clearly win. I think CT is going to win no matter what. And I think female wise, I'm still going to put my cards on Kaycee. Obviously, she's on my team. But I agree with you that it's not looking like it's an edit for her to win yet, but they could be faking us out.
Right. And she does look defeated. Oh, sorry. Like, you don't have Devin. Sorry. I was thinking Devin and Kyle were the same person for a moment. So you don't have the full cell, but close to the full cell.
I don't have Dial. Devin and Kyle. Remember?
Dial. I love Dial. I'm happy that the three of them, because they're supposed to be like friends, like they're already in the final at least. I'm happy about that.
I think Purple's gonna win. I think they're just kind of giving like a fake out edit.
Trying to pretend. And then like I'll probably lose both Nany and...
You want to do a side bet, Michelle?
No. Because I don't trust myself. Clearly last week, here I am saying Tori's the worst at puzzles ever. And then Kaycee's worse than her and Nany's worse than her. Like, everything I knew is a lie at this point. Like, I don't know. I can't trust my own opinions anymore.
Oh my God.
I wonder, hold on. Okay. I wonder about Tori. I just had this thought that Tori's always been in kind of these relationship type things. It allows her partners to like build her up and be like, make her better or whatever. But I wonder if sometimes she doesn't do that well to maybe make her partner look better. So I'm wondering if like playing like not as smart or like, you know, making it as though Jordan is so much better to like kind of build him up. I wonder if that's kind of what she was doing in the past. And now she's like getting the opportunity to actually like, no, like I am smart or I can do this. I can do this on my own instead of allowing maybe her partner to take center stage. So I'm just wondering if that's maybe what was going on with her a little bit. Do you agree? You're like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that, but also at the same time, I think there's different factors this season. Like, the cast overall is just kind of weaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think like, I'm like, if this is a season where Cara was on it and like Laurel and you know, a lot of other like more like strong established women. Jenny. I don't think that
even D, like she's
yeah,
would be. I don't want her on, but she's like
I would definitely
more of a competitor.
On D over Tori. So I think that I think it's just like a combination of things. Or I do agree with that. Like she definitely, you know, wanted to be like that girl who was like, yeah, like my man, I'm doing this for my man. That weird like accent that she uses, and then and then this season it's just a matter of like there just weren't really like that many established. Like to just think of Tori as a vet is like weird. Like it's just odd. I know technically like she is, but
she definitely is a vet, but like not my type of vet, absolutely. But yeah. I guess all my type of vets are going to be going on All Stars soon, so like it's a new era. She's the new top. So would she be like the top female competitor, like if she's the winner?
No, I refuse.
So I think Devin's cardio or lack thereof will cost that team. Ooh.
That's what I'm worried about. Like I see them carrying a pole. I know what happens when teams carry poles. I know what happens. People take more of the weight than other people. People need breaks.
Yelling.
CT's gonna yell. You don't need a break. You heard Devin on the thing being like, I need a moment or whatever. It's like, you know, that shit always happens with those types of things. And I think, you know what? It'll happen on both sides, on both teams for a little bit. But I think because Kaycee and Nany are so connected, like they're not going to yell at each other and they're going to keep going.
But Nelson is not a big anchor, though. Nany is an anchor.
Yeah, she's great to have on a team.
But I mean anchor as in like holding someone back. Like I could see, because like she was last in all like the endurance part, like the running parts for the most part. The only time she was able to get ahead was that one time when she did finish the puzzle faster. But all the other sections, she was like pretty last on the running parts.
Yeah, but I think when they're carrying something heavy, it's not about being fast. It's about
bearing through it.
endurance, and she will bear through a lot, we've seen. And I think that she'll be quiet and like try to do her job. Kaycee's going to want to get it done. Nelson and Kyle, they're going to want to get it done, and they're going to want to beat the other people so badly and just really want to work together that I think they might end up working better together than the other team. I hope not. Well, I don't know what I hope. I don't know.
I want Devin. I don't know actually.
I don't know what I want truly, because I think it'll be cool. It'll be exciting either way, honestly. So
Nicole says if CT is eliminated next week for some crazy reason, I'm out. I mean, that would irritate me.
No.
That would be really annoying. Interesting theory on Victoria, Chantele. Well, it's like, I'm just wondering though, because she is that type of person that will not want to take the spotlight to let someone else shine in a way. And I can see her, maybe she's done it her whole life, like dumbing herself down. So she, I can see her being that type of person that does things like that. And this is the first time where she doesn't need to dumb herself down to make anybody else look better. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe if this is why we're seeing her perform a little bit better, is that she's actually allowing herself to trust herself and like not want to like, stay in the shadows because she wants her man to shine. So I don't know. But I totally agree with you with the other stuff, Fanta. It's not really that much of a competitive season. So Tori wasn't smart when Dee beat her in the puzzle on War of the Worlds 2 final, but she was competing with her boyfriend, her fiance at that time. Like, I'm wondering if just those dynamics, she doesn't want to do too well when she's in a partnership. In that kind of way, you know what I mean? Like feeling less than, feeling inferior. So she just like kind of cowers and doesn't like try hard or say what she wants to do, just takes a back seat.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have read Outliers, and they talk about pilots. I think it was a Japanese airline that kept on having a lot of airplane crashes, and they're trying to figure out like what was the communication error that was happening that was having these crashes happen. And so they realized that in their language that there was a hierarchy on how the first officers spoke to the captains that didn't allow them to be able to communicate when they saw something going wrong, or there's something that they recognized on their screen, but they couldn't relay it to their captain in a way without diminishing rank. And so they wouldn't say things that need to be said, and that's why some of these crashes were happening. So they took that information, and now the communication in those type of ways are in English, where there isn't any sort of hierarchy in rank when addressing somebody that you're speaking to. And so that's just kind of like where my mind is thinking, that she has some sort of like hierarchy and not want to say things or assert herself in a certain way when she's in a partnership, when she wants to kind of build up the other person. So that's kind of where I've gotten that theory from. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it popped in my head. Anyways, love you, ladies. Anything else? You get it all?
I think so.
Well, thanks everybody in the chat here for chatting with us. Like, it was kind of like a nothing burger of an episode. I want to see the meat of it all, though. I want to see the finale. I just want the whole thing, because the night of elimination was a little bit of a buzzkill. I wanted it to be more eliminations if it was going to be called Night of Eliminations. And I would have minded it being called Night of Mistakes either, which CT coined. That would have been good too. So if you guys want to join me tomorrow, I go live on Twitch at 9:30, where I'll stream All Stars 3, so we can watch it all together and have a little quick mini chat about it after. On Friday, hopefully both Fanta and Michelle, but one or the other or another.
What time do you go on? 11?
On Fridays? 10. We could do 11 if you wanted 11.
Well, I'll be done. I'll be free at about 10:15 on Friday, so I should be able to actually do it this week.
Okay, if you want to do it, we can do whatever time you want to do it. That's super fun. Fanta, obviously, if you want to, you're always welcome. Do you guys have anything going on you want to share with the people while I plug the subscribe button?
I just ordered a pizza.
What kind of pizza? From where?
Oh, I don't even know. Papa John's. It was the quickest.
I've never had Papa John's before. Is it good? I mean, obviously all pizza is pretty good.
It's middle of the road. It's not bad. It's not as bad as It's like not as bad as Pizza. It's
I
not as
like
good.
pizza for
Pizza
like well, it's because of
trash.
it's,
Pizza is trash.
it's
so
trash.
trash. It's
But,
trash.
like,
as hell.
It's
Come on.
because I'm from Toronto, though. You know,
No.
like I just
No.
It's a flavor that I can get behind. You know.
No.
Okay, so it's better than pizza. That's great.
Yeah.
Because pizza is trash, as I've been told, and I don't hate it. So
It's no North of Brooklyn pizza, which is obviously amazing.
I love North of Brooklyn,
but it's for the price. It's a good price, and it's on the way. It's going to be here soon. Okay. Anyways,
that's fun. Oh my god, what did you get on your pizza?
This is too personal right now. I just got some pepperoni and some green peppers because they didn't have green olives.
I'm sorry. I mean, I usually get anchovies, olives, and mushrooms on pizza, or I get hot peppers and pineapple. So
That's horrifying.
So that's okay. Fanta, what is your pizza
mushroom.
special?
I usually like I like anything on pizza, but I really like peppers, pepperoni, olives, like banana peppers.
Yeah.
I want pizza now.
Well,
I mean, am I getting Papa John's for the first time this weekend? Maybe I'll order it tomorrow while I watch All Stars. Have some Papa John's pizza. We'll give it a whirl. Wouldn't that be fun? Well, love you, ladies. Love you guys in the chat. Join me tomorrow. Join us on Friday. See y'all next week for the final.
Part 2.